Would you like to send a weekly email to your beautiful humans on your list without having to write an email a week? You can nurture your list, make sure you show up, stay front of mind and tip of tongue with value-driven weekly emails, not to sell, but to give. Well, that's what today is all about. It is about showing you how you can write 2 years worth of emails for your audience that will deliver while you're sleeping, provide value to those humans that you care about, and be able to continue to show up so you stay front of mind, tip of tongue. So as always, we're going to kick off with our theme song as we wait for all the VIPs to join us inside of the Voz. Back in 3.5. Enjoy.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
Hello, welcome to Strategy with Sally. This is our weekly live. If we have not yet met, I am your host here, Sally Sparks Cousins. I'm a self-confessed automation nerd, and I love sexy numbers, finding gaps and holes in people's businesses and plugging them and pulling levers. I dream about tags and squiggly lines because automation rocks my world. Who knew that the crazy girl who would have the rainbow hair and love to paint and draw and all artsy would now be running a software company? What the what? Yes, we have OmniSAM, which is our software company, and we truly focus on marketing, sales, automation, but with heart, because those beautiful emails that you collect, they're not just letters and numbers with this little squiggly thing. They're humans. And those humans we should be taking care of because they've raised their hand by giving you their email address saying, oh, I think I need that. That is something I need help with. Now, whether or not they are like, I need it now, where they're ready to buy, or, oh, maybe that's interesting. I should learn more about that. Right? All of those people need to be loved and nurtured. Now, that brings us to today's topic, which is emails. Now, from everybody out there, how often, come on, come back to me if you're multitasking, how often do you email your people? Daily, weekly, monthly, only when you've got a promotion running? Let me know in the chat. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. So let me share with you that when you email your list regularly, then you will stay front of mind, tip of tongue, but also it actually keeps your email, your sending domain email, healthy, which means you are more likely to get into the inbox and not the spam box when you're consistently showing up. And then people are going to engage with your email by clicking on it and opening it and hopefully clicking and going and reading and watching some additional information. And by you showing up weekly, when you do run a promotion, they know who you are. You're not just some random person who jumps into their inbox because they joined your list through a downloadable PDF 6 months ago and they've forgotten all about you. You're showing up consistently. So when it comes to what to put into these emails, what I want you to do is think evergreen. So if we're sending 4 emails a month, we want to send one day, like pick Tips Tuesday or Wellness Wednesday or Thoughtful Thursday, something kind of themed around what you do. We have the automation playbook that we drop every Tuesday. It used to be called Tips Tuesday, but because we really want to lean into, the word automation, it's part of the SAM, it's the A in SAM, that we wanted to create those little playbooks for you. So we do have a weekly that goes out. Check your inbox, usually lands on a Tuesday. So go check your inbox for those. But they're value driven, which means we're not asking for them to do much other than read this awesome content. So when we're also talking evergreen, and my challenge to you will be, I want you to write 2 years of emails, right? 2 whole years, but those 2 years have to be evergreen, which means if you send it today or in 2 or 4 or 5 years' time, it's still going to be relevant. So things that you will avoid are prices. Don't put prices in your emails. Special offers that will expire or not be available in a year or two. If you're in the IT space, the computer space like me, you wouldn't put in screenshots of the user interface. A prime example of that is Facebook or Meta ads. That UI changes like the wind. I used to teach Facebook ads and I would have a click-by-click GSD sessions on Facebook ads. And at one stage, I think it was like 4 or 5 different user interfaces in the same room because they're always pushing new things and they're moving buttons. So if you're in that space and you think that the UI is going to change, the user, what they touch and see on the internet, don't do that. So the things that I would recommend are inspiration. So you're inspiring them. Motivation, which means you're going to tell them to go take some action, right? Or education, which is educating them about your product and service, but avoid prices. Or if you think that product or service may not be available in 2 years, then don't click a button to go buy at a certain place. Now, some other tips for finding your emails. Think about the content that you already have. So if you're part of my world and the OmniSAM world, one of the things we ask you all, especially if you're an elite or above, is go live weekly. So that live that you do every week, not every single one of them is going to be usable for part of your email series, but there will be some of them. Go through them. And what I did, the first round that I did 6 months repeating, right? That was my first go at it. I did 6 months repeating. And all I did was I got a young uni student who was working with me at the time to go through my spreadsheet of every single live that I've ever done, find one, write a paragraph about the video, take a screenshot of the actual video. I said to her, I don't care if my face looks like, right? It'll make them click. Right? It doesn't have to be the most perfect smile. So she got some really good ones of like all kinds of crazy eyes and who knows. And then she brought that screenshot into Canva and put a play button on it. And then inserted it just as an image into the email. And when they click, it goes to the Facebook or to the YouTube video where I originally streamed it. So all she had to do was a little paragraph, and to learn more, watch the video, click the button. So that one opens your email, but gets them to click and go through to watch something. So videos is first thing you can think about. Second thing, blog posts. Have you got blog posts on your website? Can you summarize that blog post with a call to action to read more detail and go deeper? Click the button, go to the blog post. So now you're sending them to your website. It's not a funnel, it's a website. And if you want to know more, just ask later. We'll talk about the differences between funnels and websites, but it allows them to go there, read the blog post, and then they might go explore around your website. Now, remember, these people are already on your list. So we don't need them to give us their email address. What we want them to do is open, read, and hopefully some of them click and go and do something more. Now, that is sort of some evergreen ideas, and you wait until you see what I've also done for you. It's pretty awesome. I'll show you soon. And the next part I'll be doing is actually a recording for part of our online course. So the way I'll be recording it will be specifically for the Business in a Box training. If you were here last week, we ran a GSD day to show everybody the new Business in a Box. Right? Now, who came? How long did you stay? Put it in the chat. Let me know. How long did you stay with us through the Business in a Box GSD day? Now, it was not our normal GSD day. So our normal GSD day, what that is I click and then I wait for you to click and we all start and finish together. But that was not what we actually did on Thursday or Friday or whatever day. Honestly, it's a blur, the end of last week. Because I'd been planning for this for the last month, and it was a filming batching day for the Business in a Box course. Our goal with the Business in a Box is to get the click-by-click online videos to the point where people who are not even very tech savvy can still just follow the instructions, like building a Lego. Get the red brick, plug that in there, find the yellow one with 6 things, plug it in there. Like, just trust the process, and at the end, you'll have a fully functioning business in a box that has so many automations that you would never have even thought about turning on. So I started in the morning at 5 a.m. preparing for the day. Then we had a meeting with the director and, the people involved. We kicked off at 8 a.m. in the morning. I didn't finish until 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I had 2-3 toilet breaks, a quick nibble and some fruit when I went inside, and I smashed it. And we got 68 video recordings done throughout, and it's still not done. Like, I'm going to be doing more. Now, for those of you who follow the methodology that I teach about building your course live, I do not recommend that for your people, because it is very overwhelming and it is a lot of information to take in. But I did tell them at the start, I will not stop until it's done. And I only stopped because my laptop got full and it would not fit any more videos on it. And it was not really, unless you were tech savvy, it was hard to keep up. And I do admit that. But the purpose of that particular GSD was not to have you keep up. It was for you to see what goes into it, sit back and watch and enjoy, and probably eventually just kind of glaze over because it's not your zone of genius, if I can be totally honest, right? You would have all started getting quite overwhelmed at the halfway point or more. I was very impressed, however, with those who stayed, right, and still hung in with me. So if you are doing the live course thing, do just your one normal hour with your people. Don't do what I did. But I'm a bit crazy like that. When I get into a zone, I'm like, I'm all in, blinkers on. I can't see anything outside of the thing I want to get done. All right. So before I move into showing you inside of how you're going to create this long-term nurture, I'm going to actually just speak to those people who attended live and who registered for the GSD. And I'm actually going to do it because I'm going to have to cut this bit out of the video to send to them. I was supposed to write notes. Actually, if Jax can hear me or he's watching, I need a list of what I was supposed to talk about. I'm going to come back to it and think about it while I do the recording. All right, let's head into the long-term nurture part and I'll come back. I need a minute to think about what did I have to actually say to these people. You know what? Actually, I'll just do it after the live because I've got my sort of hair and makeup on. And yeah, I'll fix it then. Give me a second. I've got that morning thing going on. I hate that sound that I get in the morning after I brush my teeth. All right. So let's talk about the long-term nurture. So inside of the business in a box, we've got an automation that is called Stage 3 Long-Term Nurture Evergreen. And inside of this, there is 96 emails. That's 4 emails every week, every month. And they are also, if you've picked a niche specific business in a box, they are also themed per month as well. However, please pay attention. Some of the themes are in an Australian time zone, and some of them are in a US time zone because I outsourced the copywriting to a copywriter and I didn't think about the season side of things. So, when it's winter here, it's summer over there. So just pay attention. If it says welcome to spring, you'll be wanting to say welcome to winter. But they are month specific, some of them as well. And they're written for your niche. Now, we have over 60 niches that you could have picked from. But also, if you are not, somebody's coming in and sharing a screen maybe, joining us. I'm being kicked out of a room. I don't know what's happening. What's just happened? Looks like I've been thrown out of a room. Okay, cool. Looks like the breakout rooms have just closed. Hello, world. I've moved rooms in the VOZ. I was wondering what was going on. Looks like we've got more people here. Hello. Someone shut down the room. May I ask, was that Jackie?
Can't hear.
Was it
But
Jackie?
yeah, I noticed because I saw you all in the strategy with Sally room before.
So it was
You
Jackie?
all got kicked out.
Yes. They can hear
Oh my
you out
gosh.
there on the
Did she
live
just
stream,
jump back in?
guys. They can all hear you on the live.
No, she's on mute
Oh,
at the moment.
hey, I'm talking to the live stream people, but because I got thrown back here, they can all hear you talking as well. I was just saying, was that Jackie? Who closed the breakout rooms?
No, I didn't.
Well,
touch
somebody
anything.
closed the breakout rooms because here we are. They're all shut down. So whoever was playing with
I
breakout
was actually
rooms,
having a conversation with Jax.
well, whoever was playing with breakout rooms, you brought me back to the main room. I'm going to hang here because I've got other things to do with these beautiful people who are watching out there on the live. So, hi, I'm just talking to the guys in the VOZ. So what we're doing is let me just mute the guests in the Zoom. So, long-term nurture. I digress back to where we were. Thank you for hanging in. So, let me remember where we're up to, or I'll just start again. Long-term nurtures. Okay, so inside of the business in a box, you have a long-term nurture, and it's called Stage 3, Long-Term Nurture Evergreen. So when you're choosing these emails, we have actually got 60 niche specific written emails that you can just go in and check the copy and you're happy with it, but they're pretty much ready to turn on. You might want to change a color here or add a logo there. So I'll show you those in a moment. Now, if you don't and you have not chosen a niche, I've also done some pretty cool things for you as well. So I can't wait to show you what we've done, but it will also help you to create your emails fast. Okay. So inside of the business in a box, you will have that workflow. And before you even go into the workflow, I want you to go to the month that is coming. Okay, so let's head on over to the computer and I will show you click by click what you're going to do to set up your Stage 3 long-term nurtures. So here we are inside of the long-term nurture. And inside of automation. So you're inside of OmniSAM and you're down here at automations. And you will see that your Stage 3 automation is here. So this first automation at the top, this is the one that assigns a brand new contact to the right email sequence. So at the top here, you will see a brand new contact is created. So whenever anybody is added to OmniSAM, they will sit here for a moment. It will check, is that email empty? If it is empty, they just stay sitting here until the email has an email in it. Then it sets the email nurture to year number 1 when they first come through. Then, based off this decision point, it will work out what is the current month. And based off that current month, and the month of this recording is March, it'll come down here into March and it will add these people to the March nurture. Then after that, they move down to go to, and then they will sit here for 1 year. So after 365 days, it will then move down here and it will apply the second year. And then when the second year is applied, they then go back through the automation and I'll show you what happens, but they will go down the second year path. So this one, there is nothing you need to do in here. You only need to turn it from draft to published and save. That's it. And you're good to go. Now, let's talk about the month that we're in. Let's go into March just so I can show you the workflows, and then I'm going to take you to the email part. So what happens, we saw it says add to workflow. So that's what it'll do. It'll add it to this month because that's what we're in. It'll just sit there for an hour, and it's going to wait for the window between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. So that ensures that, we're sending at a good time to the inbox. So providing that the start time is between that, after an hour, it will move down, and it will set the event date to the end of the month. So we know what the last date. So it'll be the 31st, some months 30th, other months, and 28 on one month, right? So that all happens automatically. Then based off whether or not they have that first year or second year value on their custom value, it will choose which one to send them down. Now you can see it says now wait 28 days before the end of the month. So 28 days before that event that we set up. And then 28 days before the end of the month, the first email will get sent. And I'm going to come in here and show you this shortly, but that's the first email. Now this continues down, and if you have an SMS, what you want to do, and this is what we do in ours, only on the second week of the month, we do send a text message. Now, these ones that we've given you in the Business in a Box are quite generic. But if you know what's in this email here, the year 2 email, year 1 email 2, I would reference that in this text message to say that there's cool stuff to go read in the inbox. And in these emails, like I did say to you before, that you will only have like what we call a soft call to action, which is go click, read a blog, go click, watch a video. But you could on these ones have go click to book an appointment, providing you're never going to, you're not going to change that appointment link. That's a bit of a harder call to action that, read this, you want to go deeper into this, then click to book an appointment. You can also add a harder call to action that brings them to a top of a funnel, like a lead magnet funnel, which then offers them an appointment. But I wouldn't recommend that you do it every week, only 1 week a month that you are actually asking. And they're very soft asks. They're book an appointment or go get a free resource. And that's the one that I would also do with the text message. Reference what's being sent. That way you're increasing the open chances and then also the opt-in chances. And then the rest of them are all value driven. Now that I've explained that, I want to bring you down to this last section here. This one says wait 7 days before the end of the month and then send an email. But then 7 days before the end of the month, it is then going to add them to the next month. So here's the thing. If you do not turn on April a minimum of 7 days before, I would go to 10. I usually say do it 10 days before. If you do not, they will fall out of this workflow and they will not get added to April. So do make sure that you set yourself a reminder to check all of these emails, and you will have the next coming month turned on a minimum of 10 days before the end of the month, so that when this email goes out here, they do not get stuck and fall out. Now, another thing that you may want to do, if you're going to be sending these emails on a specific day, because you are sending a Tips Tuesday, for example, In each of the automations for the month, you can come in here, and I always have based off contact time, so you will see that. And then also a specific time window in which I send it. But here, if you have, Magnificent Monday or Thoughtful Thursday or Self-Care Saturday, whatever day, you can choose it. It will go, you have to come here under settings to do that. Okay? So just pay attention to that. So that's the only thing you'll need to change. Once you're happy with your emails, then you will turn this on and publish. So that was just a walkthrough of the workflow and how it works. Next, I want to show you how to actually customize the emails depending on whether you're niche, you've already chosen a niche, or if you're using just a standard one where you've got to write your own emails. And I've given you lots of cool things in there. So I'll meet you in the next section where I'm going to talk to you about how to actually do the emails in a way that you can track what you've done. All right, see you there. So let's have a look at the emails that you are going to customize. So first off, let's head back to the computer where we left off, and I'll show you first where I recommend that you do your emails. So here we go, back to the computer. We did leave in this March automation. We're going to come back to the automations soon. But the place that you will go to start working on the emails is on the left-hand side, you will click on Marketing. Then up the top, you will click on Emails, and you will click on Campaigns. Then you will click here and go to Templates. Now, these folders, if you've got a niche that we've given you, it may have the name of the niche on the end. If it is not a niched one, you will know when you go in it, but if it is not a niched one, there will be, hang on, let me find the word. Won't be a second. Because I'm updating it and I haven't done it in here. I will edit this bit out too. What did I use? So if you have the standard one that isn't written for you, but lots of prompts, on the end of the month, you will see, I'm just going to rename this. You will see DIY email ideas. So that means they're not niche specific if you see that. We are still, I'll cut this out, but I'm just going to say this to those who are got businesses in a box. This will all be fixed in your files, right? If you're elite, platinum, or diamond, we're going to fix all of this for you anyway, okay? So if you are just got the standard one, and we're pretty much giving all of these to everybody, but the niche, you might end up with 2 Februarys, 2 Marches, okay? So let me show you now. Let's have a look now inside of these emails and the best way to edit them and the best way to know what you've done, because you're not going to sit down and do 98 emails in one go. So let's go into the current one, which is March. And let's say March week 1. So you will land in here, and this one, this is actually guidance for you on how and what to write about. So every email, if you haven't got niche specific emails, will come with this. It has instructions for you. It also talks about when you need to have it done. It gives you information on how to edit and save. It then also, I've provided you with topic ideas for 2 years. So each month you can choose from one of these topic ideas for each email. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a helping hand in here so that you could choose a topic. Now I'm hoping when you click, Nah, they're not there, little buggers. All right. I was hoping it would be there. I actually wrote heaps of emails that I thought might save and transfer, but they didn't. So if you have a generic business in a box like this, below the video, you are also going to find prompts for what to write. Now, I will digress just slightly and come into where I built this so you can see what they're actually going to look like. So I'm just heading into the main account that I built all of these emails in so I can show you what the prompt will look like. So if I come into email templates and I come into January and I go to any of the weeks, what you will also have, see this down the bottom here, it says quick win number 1. So if we were looking for that one, quick win, there is a template for quick win. So quick win is given us a subject line. It's also given you some tips on how to write an email for a quick win. Again, if we have a look at, a myth-busting industry insight, we can bring that in. Now, you guys won't have the bring it in feature. You will have to copy and paste from the thing below. But again, I've given you prompts on how to write the email and this is not just writing. There's a bit of marketing stuff in the formula and framework of these. Okay. So if you want access to those, then they'll be below this video. Now, the next thing that you will see is up the top here. When you click up here, it has the word logo in it. As long as your custom value lives here, that logo will display. But what I recommend that you do is to preview the email and make sure you're happy with how it looks. Because what may happen is the width and the height might not be right. So let's say, for example, your logo is a little longer than mine. When you preview, see how the logo, oops. One moment, please. I just hit the wrong button. Let's try back here. So let me try that logo thing again. So in the email, when you click on the logo, it is, you should automatically see over here the custom value that inserts your logo. But down here, it's got width and height, and it may end up making your logo, for example, because it will make my logo look good, but if I go up here to that preview, you'll see that the logo, I think I put the right size in, it can look a bit squished. So what you want to do with that logo, oops, let's get back out of here. What you want to do with this logo is remove the height and the width, okay? That will then make the logo a certain size, and then you can change its size by dragging. And once you save and preview, that was because I messed with the colors of the size before. Now it's showing me what I did. Hopefully those planes aren't overhead too loud. It's Avalon Air Show here this week or the next 2 weeks, so it's going to get real loud in my office because they're literally like 5 minutes down the road with these big jet planes. So I think I'm in the wrong area. I am. Here we go. Let's go back. Sorry, guys. I've totally stuffed that. Okay, let's try that again. So when you go into an email, at the top, you're going to see the logo section. Now, that is going to default to your logo when you see this custom value over here. When you click the preview button, your logo may not look right because it could be squished. So in order to fix that, you come down here where it says width and height, and you delete both of those and then click save. Once you've saved it, you can then preview again, and now you can see it's really, really big, right? It's taking up the full width. Now, if you don't want it to be that big, then you will grab the little handles and you can resize the logo, click save, and then preview to see if you're happy with the size. Then, once you're happy with the size, this is your next step. You will click on this logo element. You will click the save button. And then on the left-hand side here, you will see a new element has been created. I'm really not happy with the fact that these aren't changing anymore to see your logo, and they used to. Let me just see if I do it this way. Sorry, I think I'm going to change this because, yeah, it's not doing it right. Because it should show you the logo. And that's going to be too hard for people to do. Yep, I've changed my mind. I don't want to do it that way. It used to show. So there must be something that they've done, the developers have done and changed recently. I'm sure it'll come back to it, but you've got to save it anyway. So I'm just thinking to myself, I'm going to start this and do this slightly differently so that it's usable from now and into the future. When you come into the email, at the top, you're going to see this section for your logo. Now, if you have a logo, we're going to fix that. If you don't, then just delete it, okay? But for those who do have a logo, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you've selected that item. You're going to come over here where it says image. You're going to click on the pen, click upload from media assets, and remember our brand board, and we'll go into our logos, and you choose your logo by double clicking. Your logo will then come in. Now you can make it whatever size you want, right? Now, if it comes in and it looks squished, come down here where it says width and height and delete width and height. Now it is in proper proportions, and when you drag from the corner, you can resize it for the size that you want at the top of your email. Once you're happy with that, then you will click the save button here. So just above the logo. Now, when you click save, over here in this saved item area, you will see your logo will come in. You will then right click on the three dots. You will click rename and you will call it header logo. Now you've created an element, a saved element, that you can easily drag and drop in to any email. You won't have to go to the media assets to bring it in moving forward. So as you check each of your emails, you will delete the one that has no logo in it. You will come to saved items and you will drag in that saved item. Then you'll write your email. The other thing you need to do right down the bottom here is you need to design your footer. So if you click in the larger area around the outside of the footer, then come to what shows here to the bottom. And at the moment, it has the primary custom values, but we don't need that because when we click on the dot, the color block, you can actually see those brand kit colors that you have selected. So this is the color that I want for my footer. Then update all the information in here. Now, we've put in custom values for you. So you will check preview, and it's not going to show you custom values. Sorry. We need to, rather than preview, the way in which we view it is you have to send yourself a test email. So the place that it pulls this information from, location, phone, address, city, state, and postcode, it pulls them from settings, business information. So if you go to your settings and business information, I'll show you here. Settings, business information, and the address that you have here and the details you have about your business here. That will get pulled into those custom values. So some of you may not want your phone number, so delete it. Some of them don't want your street address, so delete it. And maybe you just want your city, state, and here, maybe you don't even want your postcode. It's just city and state. And then you could also do country. So we could go up here, go to location. No. Yeah, that's not going to happen. All right. So you will probably, I would just type in here because I know it'll bring in Geelong, Victoria, Australia, or just type it in. Type the whole thing in. You don't even have to use the custom values. The only thing I wouldn't remove is this right now because that will give the year in the email. So you could just type in your business name, your phone if you wanted it, anything else you want in the footer. If you want to add in also social media icons, you can also drag those elements in and add them at the bottom. You will also need to include the link for all your social media. But remember, we've got those awesome custom values. So if we go under custom values and we go into social media and then we click on Facebook page, it automatically will add in the Facebook link. Then same for Instagram. Come in, go to custom values, go to social media, click on your Instagram link. So you can go through and there are more than those. If you drop this down, you can see all the different ones that you can also add in as well. Okay. So if you're happy with the social media links, you also then can choose what style. Do you want them black, grey, white? They're black, so squares or ovals and circles. So you choose if you're going to add those social media links to the bottom as well. Now, once all that is done and you're happy with the footer, you will do the same thing. You will click save for this element. It'll come in over here and then you will write rename on the 3 dots and footer. Now your footer is done. So every time you open a new email to edit, you will bring in a new header and delete the other one. And on this one, you'll bring in the footer and you'll delete the other one. And you have to do the copy. That's all yours. This stuff here in the middle, if you're niched, then we've probably done it for you if you've picked one of our 60 niches. And if you're not, then there's instructions and also email topic ideas for you that you can look at below this video. You will see suggestions for each of these different email topics. Now, once you're happy with this, no, that's not where we're going. Once you've done your header, your copy, and your footer, the next thing to do is come to the 3 dots and go to settings. And in settings, you put in your subject line and your preview line. Now, when you're creating the subject line, you can also add in their name. People are more likely to open if they see their name in the subject line. So you come to this little guy over here. Now, I believe when you go up to contacts and you click first name, see it deletes everything. So I'll usually just do that. I'll copy it, then I'll undo. Can we undo? Oh, no, cancel. And then come back. And then I'll paste first name in there. Embrace the season, Samantha. A spring awakening for your goals. So this is March. Well, March for us is autumn in Australia, so you might want to change spring to seasons. Okay, so make sure you do that. And also your preview text as well. You can put in your preview text. If you do not put in preview text, it will choose the first line inside the email, and that will go in there. So to recap what to do on an email. 1, do the heading, header logo. 2nd, footer. 3rd, write your email. 4th, click the 3 dots, click on settings, and make sure you put in a subject line and a preview line. Once you're happy and you save this email, so you know that it is now done, you come up here to the top, and what I recommend that you do is you put a green tick on it and you save. That way, you know when you come into March, if you have to stop halfway through, you know what you've finished. So, what I want you to do now, before moving on to the next step, is I want you to go to whatever the next month is. And I want you to do that. So it would be, let's go to April. I'll just change this down so I can see April. Oops, that's March. Go into April. I'd go to week 1. I would bring in my header. I would delete the old one. I would bring in my footer. I will delete the other one. I will then write my copy or just check and tweak if we've written it for you. Then you'll come up to the 3 dots. You will go to settings. You will check your subject line and your preview line, and then you will save. Then you will save template. Then you will put a green tick. And then you will save for good measure, and April is done. And then you will continue in exactly that pattern through the rest of the month. Then let's go and see what you do next. So once all the emails are written and you've got green ticks on for this month, then you will, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put pretend green ticks on this right now. Where's the rename button? Read the words, not move. Preview, clone, share, upload, move, create. Oh, okay, not there. That sucks. Oh, okay. Anyway, I was going to put all green ticks so it looked good for the recording. Actually, I might just quickly whip in and do them. All right, let me just whip in and do these. It's only 8, now 6. Let's go back. Just do it this way. Won't be a minute, guys. Just quickly clicking and saving just for the recording purposes. Save. And save. And save. And save. There we go. All right. So here we go. So now you've written all your emails and they all have a green tick. You've done your header, your footer, your copy, your subject line, and your preview line. You've given it a tick and you're good to go. Then what you will do is you need to head back to automations. Then go into the stage 3 long-term nurture automations and go into the month that you have written. Then you need to work through each of these emails. So year 1, you will see here that it's got the tick on it, but just for good measure, what I always like to do, sometimes the subject line, if you've changed it, the old subject line will still be here. So to bring in the correct subject line, you will drop the thing down. You'll just click any random email and then come back to the actual one that you need. And then it'll update to the existing new subject line. When you saw me change it to here, did you see the subject line changed? So you just come through, click away and click back. Then just make sure you hit say, oh no, click away and click back. Then just like when we wrote the emails, you will come up here so that you know that you have checked and made sure that the right email is linked to this one. You put a tick on it and then you save. And you'll continue on down. Year 1, click away, come back, and you can type in here. It also helps you shortlist. Year 1, week 2. Come to the top, add the tick, and save. And then if you know what's in this email, you may want to adjust what's in the SMS. Continue again when you're happy, when you're happy with the SMS, you'll put a tick in it and save. And you will continue with all the green ones. And hopefully you've also done year 2, so you will never have to come back here again. Once you have done all of that, you will turn it from draft to published. And now April is ready for people to fall into. Now, because it's still a few days before the end of April, I would go in here and just turn this one on and check. It's no. So it's less than 7 days before now. It's the 25th of March. So unless there's 32 days in the month, it's less. So I can turn it on because they're not going to actually get any of these emails because it will recognize that this month is done and it'll just automatically add them to April for you. But if there was still remaining dates, it would still send and wait. But because we've got a very short amount of time left in the month, but do have that previous month on if you're still in it and ensure if any of these emails are going to send that you update them. So once that's done and the initial nurture is set, the current month is turned on, and at least the emails that are still left to send in that month are done, and the following month is done, then you're ready to add your current list. So I'll show you in the next video, if you're somebody who is ready to add your list, what you do. Okay, so what I have to do here to show this in a demo, I have to go to a demo account. I'm just going to copy the name of this and go over to the demo account. So give me one moment because I know the demo account has fake email addresses in it. Okay, and I'll go to the automation and just make sure it's named correctly. I think it's still named in the old-fashioned way, which was this one. No, down here. Let's rename this. so that at least you guys see the right names in the edit. And go into the folder. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to have to quickly edit this as well. Just put a 3 on the front so it matches, because this has got the old business in a box in this demo account. And I've got 13, so 11. We'll get there quickly. Rename. So for those of you who are still hanging in with me, what we're doing is I'm actually filming for the course, right? So I'm going to be editing these videos. Normally I would have broken this up into about probably 4 videos by now, but because we're also on the live stream, I'm just going to do one and edit later. For those of you who are still in the room and will be attending the VIP strategy session with me once I finish the live stream, we will be doing Q&A time, but also I'm going to explain to you what's next when it comes to the business in a box, because I know a lot of you who are in our VIP room have registered for either the main event where you came and attended on the day, or you were you registered to attend the replay. So all of you have already received access to the replay unedited from the other day. So like this whole video is going to go in there unedited as well while we continue to edit. All right, so I've just set that up for recording purposes. And we're going to head here. Now that you have created that automation and you've turned it on, this is how we add your list. You will come to contacts and you will click at the top and it says 20 records, but I will click select all records. Once I select all records, then we come up to this little robot dude and we click on him to add to automation. You will then get this pop up and you click OK, proceed. Then you are going to have a look for the workflow and you're going to choose what is happening here? This is strange. I know why. Sorry, I'm going to go back. I know why. I haven't published them. That's why I can't see anything. Give me one moment, please. I need to make sure that I've published it. Otherwise, I can't see it. So I'm just going to go into here and save. And then also April and save. And March and save and back. All right, that's going to work. Okay. So now you've published the initial nurture sequence that will assign them to the appropriate month. You've also published the current month and made sure that any emails that are still left in that month are ready, and the future month is now done. To add, if you've already got emails that are inside of OmniSAM, you're going to need to add them. If any new emails get added, now this is turned on, you don't need to do anything with the new ones because they will automatically go in there. But if you have an existing list, this is how we add it. We go to contacts, then we select all contacts, and then you will click here, select all of them. So you get all the, however many you've got in there. Once you've done that, you head up here to this little robot dude and you click on him. And then this pop-up will come up and you click OK. Then you will choose workflow. And under the workflow, you will probably have a lot more things turned on. But what you're looking for is 3.0 initial nurture month assignment. And if it's a really long list, you can short by typing, and it's going to bring up the appropriate month for you if you shortlist. So we'll click on assignment. Now we just want to add them all at once, and you must put an action description. So I would say current list added to long-term nurture, and click add to automation. Now it's going to add all of those leads into that initial automation. And if we head back to the automation and you go, just please ignore what it says on these, you'll find your stage 3. So you'll come back into your stage 3, and here you will see published, 507 have currently gone in, 448 have gone in here and actively enrolled. And because it is less than 7 days before the end of the month, if I refresh this screen, we should start seeing some of them falling straight through March and ending in April. And the way to check is by coming in here, and if you scroll down, you'll see little heads if they're sitting anywhere in here, which we don't see, which means they've now fallen through. And then they should be falling into here, and then they should end up sitting up here. Oh, I know where they are because it says wait 1 hour. Here's where they are. If we click to go in, this workflow up here is wait 1 hour. Can we see there's 1,002 sitting in here now at the top? In 1 hour, they're going to fall through. They're going to skip all of these dates. They're going to get added to April. Or we can force them through if we want to by just clicking on the people, and a pop-up comes up and you can select them all and you can push them through by, say, move contact in this current step to next step. So let's do that so you can see what will happen. In an hour's time, or now, because I forced it, they're now all going to move through. They will skip all of these dates because they're in the past, and then they will start to be added to April. So we'll just give that a minute or two and it'll do the thing. God, this is going to be a crazy edit to get this succinct. Come on. I've got too many windows open. Oh, well, they'll move through soon. I think they're going to get hung up over here. Yeah, so they're still moving. They're sitting here. Okay, so 10 of them are still here, getting their event time set. More of them will start falling through, and then they'll fall all the way through to here. All right, we be done in this area. So before I move on, I'm going to come back into the VIP room. Hello, hello, hello. And I'm going to get your feedback on the training for the long-term nurture. So who do we have here who's willing to come up and share a key takeaway or what you like best about the long-term nurture? Where are we? Zoom people. Here they are. Oh, there's Sarah. Hey, Sarah. I know Sarah would be looking after people, but did you get any key takeaways from that today?
I have to find the button. What I learned that was new to me is about the creating sections that you can use in other areas. So for instance, the logo, you can save that and use that in different places, or the footer. I think that's really helpful so that you don't have to create it new every time.
Yeah.
So that's really useful.
I actually had written all of the email templates and saved every single one as a section, but it doesn't move to the accounts when we pushed it across. So I'm thinking I might write them as an actual template for people to use via templates. So that'll be a job for later, but at least for now I can put them all in a Word document and people can download them. But yeah, thank you, Sarah. Good takeaway. What about you, Joanne? What was a key takeaway for you from today?
I like the list you gave us. Do the header, do the footer, do the email. That helps me, that step by step.
Yes.
That's probably the best part. I also know that, you know me in tech, I'm gonna have to do the replay and stop and start and stop and start. And, I'm so grateful for the replays because that helps me a lot.
Well,
So they're
once
the two.
awesome. Once we get that edited, it will be so much more concise than what everything I just did today. It was so much more concise.
I'm sure.
It'll be like a
I'm sure.
10 minutes worth of video, really, out of everything that we've done today. Rachel's also in
Let
the
me
room.
know when that happens.
Well, I'm gonna advise. I will do it on the live stream soon, but yes, I will advise what's happening with all of that. Rachel, what about you? What's the key takeaway for you?
Yeah, that was very helpful to, do this, then this, then this. But I do have just a clarification, a question.
Yes.
Is, so I'm editing my email so it looks the way that I want it to. And then if I publish an email and then I want to make an edit, do I have to unpublish and republish?
So when you will edit and save, that's all.
Yeah.
If it's already set in the automation to go, right,
Yeah.
and it's not due to go for another week, and you edit that templated email, it automatically updates the template and the email that's going to go out. You don't have to
that's fantastic. As I'm working through some of mine, I'm like, I would probably want to change that, but right now I'm
just get it on.
Less about perfection and just getting things done, right?
Yeah, love it.
So.
Yeah, just get it on, right? Turn it on and then go back, make notes where you want to edit. So what I did originally, like I said, was the video option. But, now I'm like, I want to add a blog or I want to link to like a LinkedIn article. So, just thinking later rather than just having the pre-written emails that we've given you, think, maybe this one says spring, and so maybe this is the time or this is the email that I'll actually just go and add a video or a blog link into. So it's written that then sends them off to some of your existing content, because the stuff we've given you doesn't have any click to go do anything, right? It's just value-driven emails. But you don't do it to all of them and don't slow yourself down, right? Get that first month, publish, and then set a reminder for yourself on the 20th of every month to go in, or the 21st of every month. It has to be done by, I would probably set like a mid-month reminder and then a deadline due date, because you don't want them hung up in the previous months. And sometimes you might not even realize that they're hung up. And that happened to us. I turned it on and then I forgot to get the emails for the next month turned on. And then I'm like, why is nobody going in there? Because they were meant to be added 7 days ago and it wasn't turned on. So, yeah, cool. All right, there's a few others, but they got the cameras off. Let's end this live so we can go into some dark side of the OmniSAM world where we talk sexy numbers, measuring and optimizing and all the cool stuff that you may have and want to bring to me. So, thank you, everyone, for joining us on the live. Never let anyone dull your sparkle. Make sure you get at least one income-producing activity done each and every day. And if you would like to try OmniSAM, then just head to omnisam.com.au and have a little look around, and we've got a 14-day trial available if you would like to give it a go. All right, have a great one. I'll see you on, tomorrow is demo day, so we'll be doing more clicking around inside of OmniSAM. Tomorrow's demo day, and go stalk the channel and all the socials for more good bits. Have a great one, guys. Bye for now. Where is my end screen? Yeah.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might yourself, cause you're